I have been on a roll turning out some super cute and fast scrapbook layouts featuring the Sunniest Stories kit here. And I am drawing inspiration from this particular layout. So they give you suggestions. If you've been following along and saw my other two videos, you know I took design elements from these different layouts to kind of create my own. And I like a lot of design concepts from this one here. Now you'll see they're using the ledger paper and I want to use that for a different project. So I've selected this from the kit and it's nice. It's a neutral pattern, but it's more fun than just like a plain old white background. And I love that they have included two of each of those pattern papers so that you can easily turn it into a double page layout. So you can see here they've got those colorful photo mats. And so I grabbed those. And then I thought the love this title would be good, and then the noted square for journaling because that's what they've used there. So following along with that. And then I have popped out a bunch of flowers because those are going to be the perfect embellishment for my colorful, fun photos I'm about to bring in. These photos are from Stampin' Up's Onstage convention from 2025 in Raleigh, North Carolina, and they're really colorful and fun, and I think these will go well with the colors in this particular collection. Plus, well, you can already see there the blues and the yellows and the pinks and reds. It's going to be awesome. And they had of course, you know, we're paper crafters and we love to scrapbook, so they had all these fun photo ops there, and they took ephemera that was coming out with that particular catalog and they had it, you know, jumbo size so you could pose with it in this little area here. So there I am. Oh, happy day. And then we've got a group photo, and these are all very good friends of mine here. And funny enough, everyone but one is a YouTuber. So there's Mel from Mel Stamping Gallery, Jama, you all know Jama, myself, Chelsea, Julie, and Tanya there. And then this is Julie's team member. They're from Canada, but it was so fun to have everybody there. And you'll notice we're all in white because Stampin' Up had an after party that was like a glow party with like neon lights and stuff. And it makes the white kind of glow at night, which was perfect because then we all coordinate for the photo. And you can see all the color in the stairs. It says Stampin' Up on stage and like wrapped in the different pattern papers. And it just was really cool. So I made these two bigger. And then I wanted to be able to replicate this idea here. So I printed these at two with the white border. They're 2 3/4 because I wanted more of the color to show around the edge here. And these are fun because if you look, they have like a little cut. You don't have to, you could just layer it over, but you can tuck this in and it is like the old fashioned, you know, photo albums where this would hold the pictures in there. So I wanted it to have the white border for a double mat. I wanted to be able to see a lot of that color. So that's why I decided on that particular size of photo. So super cute. So we've got those, one for each. And then I think I'm going to put these two over here. Now they have used the paper here. You'll see this blue paper going across. This is kind of a jumbled mess, but it's somewhat organized and makes sense. So there's pocket cards here, 4x6 cards. There's tons of cut apart cards. And then they gave you these pattern papers in strips that you could cut apart and use the different patterns. So this is the blue one here that they have shown. And then there's this one with the paper clips. And I feel like this one goes really well. So I for sure want to use that one. Now they're going, you know, horizontally. I'm going to switch it up and do some vertical strips of paper. And what I'm thinking here is just something like this. So not quite like a bookend. We're going to bump this in a little bit. And then I think it's going to be fun to not have them super matchy. And then as far as these, so we have all the different colors in here. We've got this kind of corally tone. We've got the shaded spruce. We've got blue and we've got yellow. So we can, and you see all of those paper or colors in the paper clips and florals here too. So that works out quite nicely. And I'm thinking I'm just using these to create like a photo mat and have them kind of offset. So we see yellow here and that's kind of a bright color. So I'm thinking I might want to bring some yellow over here and then just kind of arrange these Uh, I'm challenging myself to see how quickly I can put together layouts with these bits and pieces, because when you do have everything punched out and ready to go, it does make for some quick layouts. So I'm kind of thinking maybe something like that. Might space those out a little bit more so we can see more of that color. And you know what? I don't really like the yellow. This is kind of a yellowy green. I don't like that. Maybe if we go, I don't want to do this corally color because we already have that. So there's more yellow. I don't want to bring in more pattern necessarily. I mean, these are pattern, but they're not a busy pattern. What if we go with the green and see what that looks like? Again, this is shaded spruce. So there's, oops, that option there. Or maybe a lighter version would be good. And we can kind of tuck that in like that. I like that. That looks good. Let's go with that one. And then for the other side, so again, I just kind of want to bring in some paper strips, and we've got lots of choices here. So want to bring this color in. I'm definitely wanting to use this one here. So I can already tell you I'm going to want to move the blue because I don't want the blue on the blue. It's kind of just like moving things around a little bit as you go, letting it develop, right? And typically I would use the same paper on both sides. I'm kind of experimenting with what if we just use the same colors but not the same papers. Here's some lighter. This is the exact same pattern as that, so I don't love that even though it's a different color. But here we have the same color with polka dots, so maybe we could bring that in. There's green. I don't like that one. Blue, we got more blue. So I still need to cut these apart, but we could just do, because we have a lot of blue over here. So I think bringing in this blue would be good. Yeah, that is looking better. And then again, we've got this big bright yellow. So maybe, and this is wider, maybe I could just cut a strip down and do a little bit of yellow in each area and see how that goes. So this, oh, let's move that guy. This pattern here, I'm thinking maybe I just want to cut enough of this to have it over here. And like I said, they don't have to be matchy-matchy, but this one is pretty distinctive as to where the others are just mainly color. And this one kind of has a theme. So I think, yeah, I think I'm going to trim that down. Let me cut down these, cut this one in half, and see where we go from there. Okay, so I ended up cutting the yellow one in half. So we have two 1 inch by 12 inch strips. I didn't quite get the border off there, so I'll just kind of tuck that side under, one for each side. Blue one's going to go over here. We already have the wide blue stripe here, so this one will go here. This is 3 and, well, it was 3 3/4. So I cut this at 1 inch because I thought that'd be enough to kind of bring that pattern over, but I still wanted to leave this one big. So it is now 2.5. Maybe it was, okay, 3.5, not 3 3/4. So 1 inch over there, 2.5 over here, and see how that looks. I think I'm happy with the arrangement of my paper strips here. So I purposely put the yellow on the outside. You see bright yellow here, kind of a yellowy tone here. So I feel like that looks balanced with it out. And then I know this looks a little weird, but if we bring in our embellishments, it covers up that weirdness. Now for the title, I selected Love This. There's actually lots of titles in here. I've already used a couple of them. But out of what's left, I could have done Amazing, actually, Amazing Time, because you can use like your, whatever you may have, like die cuts to spell out words, or word letter stickers. What am I trying to say? You can add to the titles, combining the punch outs with like stamps or die cuts to make it say something else. So I could also do Crafty Family. That would work. My Crafty Family. I could do Hello Fun. So I think though, let's just kind of work with Love This since I already grabbed that one with it in mind. And I'm thinking down here, and you know what? I think it needs a shape. That's kind of my go-to. It needs something to kind of, make that stand out and separate it a little bit more. But let's bring in some of the floral images here first and see what that might look like. Yeah, I think it needs a shape. So maybe green. I'm seeing a lot of the green, and even though we have it here and we have it in the leaves, I'm thinking maybe that darker shaded spruce would be good. So we could just use one of our Spotlight on Nature dies and maybe cut a pocket card. Again, this is the same, it doesn't matter, but that is the same pattern as the background. We have this stripe one, or we could just go solid too, like a solid. Is that the only, oh wait, I see more green. Not that one. I could do yellow, but again, I don't want it that close to that. We could do the paper clips, but I've got a lot of peach right there. This one is less busy. Yep, that's the one. Let's go with that one. And my trusty Spotlight on Nature circle dies. Love these guys. I say this all the time, but this is probably my #1 used die set in my craft room. So that one fits pretty nicely. So I will go ahead and die cut from our pocket card here. Okay, see how this looks. Love the little decorative edge there. There's a few little holes that you can layer these too over like a solid, slightly bigger circle if you have other circle dies. I have lots of circle dies in my stash to choose from because it's just such a usable shape there. So let's see here. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Definitely helps it to stand out. And now we're kind of camouflaging those, weird sloppy areas that just aren't quite lining up because we have things askew. And then where's my flowers? I'm kind of wanting to see what this looks like because the flowers, some of this is kind of competing with the background. So what if we switched our blue, bumped this guy here. So I'm going to do, so I don't have to move everything. We're going to put this guy under here. Oh, I got that seam on the end that you can see. I'm going to ink up all of the edges of these as well. So if we put that one there, hold these, shimmy, shimmy, shimmy over, and then it gives us a little bit more of a solid. I guess it's still overlapping on that, but I think it helps that stay, not disappear into the background as much. So let's add some brighter color flowers as well. Something like this. And now we just get to play. So this is coming together pretty quickly. I'm going to add my journaling here. And of course you can see we've got 1, 2. So I'm thinking something down over here. And we can just start with our larger embellishments here. And then there's this one here on a stem. This might be a good opportunity to use this. We can kind of tuck them in right there. And you know what? I like this one better. And then there's lots of little leaves and different flowers. You can layer these little guys together. And this one needs, I think, a little bit, well, maybe we'll do a small one here. What about one of these guys up with our blue flower? And telling myself all along, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. And you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm going to have to take this entire thing apart, which is no fun. So I'm happy with the background layers. So what I'm going to do is take a minute off camera and get those adhered down. All of my paper layers are adhered down. I haven't tacked down the flowers yet. I still might want to move those around, and I brought in a few more bits and pieces just to kind of beef up those embellishment clusters. Now this kit comes with titles and different wordy bit punch outs in 3 different languages. So a lot of those you can kind of use, like if I just were to tuck this under and just see the hearts out the top and the color, like that's really cute. A nice little layering bit. And I thought maybe we could even make it go a bit higher, and I could use this tab to bring in another layer and possibly cover that up. It's a thought. And then stamp something on there. So yeah, take a look at those pieces. You might be able to use them in unexpected ways. In fact, I think I will cut off the bottom of that piece so I could possibly use it peeking out, and we'll just kind of chop it right there. So same thing, you could kind of put that layered out the bottom so your hearts are oriented in the correct direction. But sometimes it's fun to make a piece look continuous where I wouldn't do it here, but you can kind of put it like it's going all the way through and nobody sees what's missing behind there. So lots of different ways you can repurpose these. I don't actually like how it's missing in the middle, so I would prefer it if it was kind of on the same. So we'll save that for another project. And then I grabbed this for my stash. Love this moment. And it's got a lot of great little phrases on there. It's no longer available, but you may have this in your collection. And I'm going to stamp a little something on this tab. I'm thinking, well, I pulled off the word memories because that always works, right? So let's go ahead and just ink this up with some black ink. And I am going to practice first, make sure that's right side up and stamping nicely, and then we can line that up and give it just a moment. Perfect, looks good. I almost pushed too hard and blurred the I tend to be a heavy-handed stamper. I don't know about you, and with those little fine line stamps sometimes you can kind of blur the letters if you push too hard. I always tell myself light touch, but yeah, can't help it. Okay, so that'll sit right up there like so. Kind of like so. Trying to get that straight. From the sticker sheet, I grabbed these arrow elements here, kind of little chevrons. There's 4 of each color, but I wanted to do 3. And I wanted just a little something under this to better support the photos on this side. And I think that adds a big pop of color, kind of leads your eye over to the other side. And do I want to put maybe different colors, kind of rotate the colors? Let's see what that might look like if we switch the blue. No, no, I think I like them all one color. So I'm going to swap that back and then put the blue back on the carrier sheet for a different project. I have a gray journaling pen, so in my own handwriting, I'm just going to write the story here on these lines and, just a few details. I am writing some fun snapshots from Onstage 2025 and how it was such a fun experience getting to share it with friends and, of course, connect with some of our creative design team community who were also there. So we arranged a time and a spot to meet and get a group photo and just kind of chat, and it's so fun. You see all these names online commenting, and what an awesome opportunity to meet in person. I just love that. And I think we need a little texture. What's a project without some bling, right? So let's use some of these kind of peachy tones to go with all of the peachy pinks on this layout. And I like to just tuck these around the embellishment clusters. I tend to add 3 in kind of a triangle formation around each embellishment cluster. It's just kind of my go-to little formula that works for me. These are dots from last year's In Color. So Secret Sea, Cloud Cover, you've got the Timid Tiger, the Darling Duckling, and Strawberry Slush, which is what I am adding to the layout here. About 95% of this video was filmed in real time, so you got to hear my thought process as I was working through it in real time. So hopefully that was helpful for you, just kind of working through process of elimination, deciding on the colors and balancing them across the layout. And of course, using the pieces in the kit made this process a lot faster, and having that little kind of jumping off point with the brochure and the layout examples included. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed this, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you're looking for more inspiration, go ahead and watch this video right here. Happy crafting, and I'll see you very soon here on YouTube.